It's going to go great because you practically have to kill things intentionally for them to not grow here. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Are you a gardener?
And you're thinking about moving to the Mid-Willamette Valley area in Oregon?
Welcome to Garden-Vallis.
I'm Michael Krasilovsky, and this is Noelle Moen.
Hi.
With Team K Realty out of Remax in Corvallis, Oregon. And today we're talking to you about gardening in the Corvallis, Albany, Philomath, Oregon area. This area is outstanding if you're interested in gardening and growing fruits and veggies, and Noelle happens to be the team's local garden expert. So where are we today? Let's kick this off.
We're currently in my backyard. Why don't we start talking about the climate in terms of gardening?
Yes. So for people who know way more about gardening than I do and are interested in moving here, what do they need to know about like what grow zone and the kind of temperatures, the things that grow really well here?
So for everyone that needs to know, our hardiness growing zone is 8B. Last year, we got down to only 20 degrees, and that's very typical for our winters. We tend to have very mild winters. And another thing to know is we have 160 days of sun, but we're also pretty overcast. You're still getting ambient sunshine going through.
Like today.
Mm-hmm.
And we're filming this in mid-August, come to think of it. So the weather is starting to change a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit into fall, which gives you a good kind of example average day throughout the year, if you want to think of it that way.
Yeah.
All right, so when you said zone 8B, that's like on the back of a seed pack, right? That's that USDA zone?
Yes.
Last year, for example, because we were doing that weather time lapse of the year 2023, last year we had 1 day of snow basically, and it was on Valentine's Day, if I recall, and it wasn't even that bad. We were still in the office by noon. So
exactly.
Very mild climate year-round. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the local nurseries, some of the U-Pick places, some of the local normal stores that have garden sections, and some community garden opportunities and social garden opportunities, as well as some garden-related trips, right? That'll be how we round out today?
Pretty much, along with stuff that actually grows here as well, for example.
So that's actually an even better place to start. So what are some of the things that you absolutely love growing in this area, some of which might be a surprise?
Oh, absolutely. A big thing that you can grow here is berries. You think of a berry, you can probably grow it here.
Yes.
Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, easily. Loganberries, Marionberries, blackberries, berries upon berries upon berries.
Berry-palooza.
Mm-hmm. I've even added a new berry to my garden, which is goji berry, which is from China, which I'm very excited to actually try this spring.
So tons of berries, absolutely.
Tons of berries. You can do tons of leafy vegetables such as lettuces. You can also do cruciforms such as broccoli and cabbage.
Tomatoes, carrots, peas.
Brussels sprouts, which are amazing here as well. You can also grow citrus here. Meyer lemon you can actually plant in the ground and it will survive our winters so you can get fresh lemons. Not all citrus, some citrus.
Totally. And come to think of it, Portland, Oregon, north of us, is the city of roses because roses, apples, same family, right?
Same family.
That stuff grows amazingly well here. As do hops. So if you're into homebrewing and beer, you will love growing hops in the Mid-Valley. Don't miss our Beer-vallis video. Grapes grow great here too, which is why we've got so many amazing vineyards like Lumos here. So if you're interested in growing grapes, do so and check out our Wine-vallis video.
Absolutely.
So it's really fun. I'm just learning about all this garden stuff. My wife used to work at one of the nurseries we're going to mention, so we have a lot of plants that I'm getting to learn about. But you can have tons of not just ornamentals, but edibles. People really grow year-round things that you can eat, fruits, vegetables. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
You can also have tons of ornamentals. As you can kind of see back here, my backyard is a bit tropical.
So speaking of which, there are some things that I wouldn't have expected that grow really well here in the Mid-Valley in Oregon. So what are some of those more tropical things that even still work here?
As you can see over here, I can grow a banana tree. It will not produce fruit, but it is beautiful foliage and I absolutely love seeing it. And it's actually a member of the grass family. Another thing that grows really well here, grasses.
Yes, Lynn County is the grass seed capital of the world. We're in Benton and Lynn County primarily here.
Other things that you'd be really surprised about? Passion flower actually grows extremely well here. Elephant ear, so colocation, alocasias. I even have hardy hibiscus growing in the backyard as well.
So some really interesting things that I would think of as being tropical. Heck, you even see palm trees sometimes outside people's houses. So on the ornamental side of landscaping, it's kind of fun as I learn about this to see what I think of as like a Pacific Northwest almost Asian fusion. We've got like a lot of conifers next to a lot of Japanese maples, and then even some tropical stuff mixed in. It's pretty cool growing here.
It is very cool, especially because we actually have a very similar growing climate to the coniferous forests over in China. So that's why you see a lot of that Chinese inspiration.
That was coniferous forests?
Coniferous, yes.
I was like, are there carnivorous forests? I was like, this is a whole different genre we need to get into here.
Well, we do have carnivorous plants in Oregon.
There are. Noelle's actually got a really cool little carnivorous bog in front of her house, which we'll probably show you some footage of. Shall we talk about some of the local nurseries? We're going to give you a few examples of places that we love.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so can we kick it off with Garland's nearby?
Absolutely. Garland's is located by Highway 20 in between Corvallis and Albany. It's 3-4 acres of nurseries. They have beautiful trees for sale. They also have a native section. They have lots of roses and lots of ornamental plants as well. And they also have a lot of yard art as well.
Yes, come to think of it, every summer they have an art, wine, and garden festival. Sorry that I'm messing up the name, but I feel like my wife and I just went there maybe a month ago, and it's always a really fun event.
Absolutely.
So, we love Garland's, and oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, don't forget to mention that it's a family-owned business. They've owned it for 87 years.
Just a few.
Just a few.
And something you're going to find, if you're really passionate about plants and gardening, is you're going to find that you spend a lot of time on weekends just going back and forth, bouncing back and forth between some of these nurseries. It's almost like part of the lifestyle. It's just the weekend trip to the nurseries. You're going to start recognizing people. So Garland's is right nearby, so we're going to give them the first shout out. And then Chenard's is over in southwest Corvallis, kind of between Corvallis and Philomath, but technically in Corvallis, if I recall. Chenard's is another outstanding local family-owned nursery. My wife used to actually work there for a few years. They were great employers. We love those guys. In fact, Chenard's landscaped our backyard, I'm very happy to say. That was a big project that we were really excited about. What are some of the fun things that we enjoy about Chenard's nursery?
They have some very interesting ornamental plants as well. They have different sources from Garland's, so it's really fun to go between both.
That's true. Yeah, you have different like wholesalers and distributors. Yeah.
Yeah, really fantastic, actually carnivorous selection.
And a wonderful water garden section as well. Part of their landscaping division is that they do water features, and even if you don't have a water garden yourself, it's fun to look at the aquatic plants, look at the fish and frogs. I can't tell you how many times my wife and I have gone to Chenard's over the weekend and picked up a shrubbery or a Japanese maple or an evergreen and just taken it on the bike path and gone all the way home with it. So some great ornamentals, wonderful selection of fruit trees, if we didn't say that earlier too. Don't miss our Oregonian favorite, the hazelnuts or filberts, whatever you want to call them. And just lots of shrubs, evergreens, Japanese maples. That Pacific Northwest Asian fusion flair is very much alive and well and demonstrated here. They've also got some really nice native plants, which is helpful, and their staff is super knowledgeable. They're the center for bees. They are the place for bees in the Mid-Valley, so definitely check them out there. And if you want to find one of their staff members, one of their team members, they're usually wearing those iconic blue shirts. They're very friendly, extremely knowledgeable, and they also teach classes. So don't forget, go on their website, look under the resources tab, and check out the classes. Often they're even free classes. Yeah, love that place. It's really fun getting to go back and forth between like Chenard's and Garland's on the weekends. There's another place that will probably show up on Google for a while, so we should mention it really quickly just to avoid confusion. JB Peaceful Valley. We're really excited to get to tell you about them, but it sounds like they are professionally moving on to some other things in life. So by the time we edit this, I don't think they'll be open anymore.
They are probably not going to have their brick and mortar location. However, they will still have their website. They're really phenomenal for organic farming in particular. So if you love organics specifically, they are a really great resource. So please go and talk with them.
Is homesteading an appropriate word to use?
Homesteading would be an excellent usage.
Yeah. So I want to give them a shout out, even though it doesn't sound like they'll have the physical location in North Albany by the time this makes it out. Peoria Road Farmstand. We should talk about that a little bit too. It's a fun local nursery destination. Where's that located? What do you enjoy? And I'll add in.
Just south of Corvallis is Peoria, the town of Peoria, and you follow that through Peoria Road, and lo and behold, that's where you're going to find it.
Yes, it's about 1.5 miles from downtown Corvallis, and it's It's really fun to go there and get like flats of berries, or go there to shop for ornamental plants and trees. They have like woven baskets, they have ice cream, they have all kinds of like jars of pickled fruit.
Great for pumpkins.
Pumpkins there too?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's a really fun place that you need to have as part of your garden repertoire. That's not the right word, but whatever. And next up is the Willamette Gardens, specializing in natives, owned by Esther. This is local. It doesn't get more local than this.
No, it really doesn't. Esther is a local here. Hi, Esther. Local here in Corvallis. If you go down the street here, past the 3 mailboxes, you'll see these double gates you get to go through, and right inside is her backyard. There are no herbicides, no pesticides. It is a pollinator habitat extravaganza.
Yes, so open by appointment only, and that's why she said that we should give you those directions, because the street address is her house, not the actual garden itself.
We have a lot of rock garden plants. We have lots and lots of natives of all sorts of different environments. Ground cover, trees going through, and lots of pollinator plants.
Yes, she's got a huge focus on not only the flowering plants for the pollinators, like the butterflies, the bees, and the hummingbirds, but also
for their larval and also just growing capacity as well, because that is an important feature in the life cycle of our pollinators as well that usually people forget about.
Totally. So it was really neat getting to visit her. We really appreciate Esther letting us fit this in right towards the end of the project, because we literally just found out about her the other day when my next door neighbor told me that her place existed. So it was super fun to get to see her property with her natives and her ground covers and her trees. It's just lovely, and she's just such a sweet woman to talk with.
She is also a wealth of knowledge, so if you're thinking of adding some natives into your backyard, she is a great resource to go into, talk with her, and see what would be really good fits for your yard as well.
Yes, she's got some really informative pamphlets that she's handing out, and I think she's also got some good information on her website. So definitely be sure to look her up, give her a call, and make an appointment, because again, this is privately owned right in Corvallis, in southwest Corvallis, down the hill from the country club, basically. And you just give her a call, and she'll find a time to get you over there.
That's right.
All right. Thanks so much again, Esther, for letting us include you and fit you in this.
Let's talk about some U-pick places.
Absolutely.
All right, so what are some of the things that people like to U-pick, and where should they go to pick them?
Blueberries, Anderson Blueberry Farm.
All right, and that would be on 99 West, kind of north of Corvallis, right?
Correct.
All right, so kind of between Corvallis and Adair. And you can go there and you can buy baskets or bushels or flats, whatever the verbiage is, and you can take them home and freeze them and use them all year, if they even make it all year, or you can actually go and do the whole U-pick, as the name implies, right?
Yes.
So local place, everyone loves them. And Davis Family Farms comes to mind as well, which would be in between Corvallis and Albany.
Yes.
Corvallis and North Albany. Yeah, so definitely check some of those places out. U-pick is a big thing here.
Another really good U-pick destination is Dietering's Farm. That will be between here and Coburg, essentially.
Oh, going south this time.
Going south this time.
Yeah.
They have apricots, peaches, apples, just so many U-pick, and also just buying flats of them. So definitely check them out as well. And their apple cider is amazing.
Ooh, good stuff. Let's talk about some of the local stores that also have garden sections. Obviously, you can tell we have a bias towards the family-owned local garden centers, but we would be remiss if we didn't let you know that there are some other places such as Bi-Mart and Fred Meyer's, right?
Wilco,
places like that.
Coastal Farms as well, Out West Farm Supply, and also our big box stores like Home Depot.
Yeah, Home Depot and Lowe's. So there's additional places where you can get supplies if for some reason that's where you want to go. It's more convenient. You need something that maybe the true like nursery just didn't have in stock that day, whatever the case may be. So there's a bunch of options like that.
Yes.
All right, how about community garden plots? Not everyone has the ability in their backyard, if they're condo or apartment living, to do what you've done back here. So what's up with community garden plots? What does that even mean, first and foremost, in case someone's not familiar with the concept?
So community garden plot is essentially a community garden. So members of the community can actually rent out spaces. Typically, you have to go and reserve them. There may be a bit of a wait list depending on the plot as well. But basically, you'll get a plot and you get to do whatever you kind of want in there.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's really good, even for like college students, for example. I mean, if you're
Yes.
really into gardening, there's kind of some irony in being like a horticulture student and not being able to garden, right?
Yes.
So that gives that gives some options. What are some of them? We've got Bruce Starker Arts Park in Southwest Corvallis, right?
Yes, there's some along the Willamette Boulevard, as well as Willamette Park down in Southtown, Corvallis.
And Willamette Park in Southtown, great park with the 18-hole disc golf course, but also those garden plots you can rent out.
Exactly. So you can go garden and then go disc golf right after.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see, there's also some by the apartments Oakvale and the Witham Hill, Northwest Corvallis area.
Mhm.
So we'll do our best to put something on the screen there and show you that, for example. So that could be an interesting apartment if you really want to make sure that you've got that garden access.
If you want one that is more centrally located in town, there is one next to Linus Pauling Middle School as well.
Right. Garden plots, not the apartment. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, right near LP, if you want to sound like the locals, LP. Editing Michael here. It looks like there's a lot more resources available on the Corvallis Parks and Rec website in regards to community gardens all over the city, so be sure to check that out. All right, excellent. There's also some social gardening opportunities, so if you're interested in gardening and interested in people, you can do both at the same time here. We've got things like the Corvallis Evening Garden Club, I'm told. Do you know anything about that we can share today?
I believe they either meet once a week or once a month in the evening, and they actually go to somebody's local backyard and they talk about gardening.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Love it. There's also the Master Gardeners through Oregon State University Extension.
Yes.
Master Gardeners have a really big presence. I feel like is it springtime? You'll see like signs for like Master Gardeners sales like this weekend at people's houses and properties.
Yeah.
And also stuff at the fairgrounds in the summertime.
Exactly. Master gardeners, you have to have a certain amount of hours in education, and a lot of volunteering goes into being a master gardener as well.
Oh, like getting designated or certified as a Master Gardener?
Yes.
Love it. So really cool social opportunity there for gardening.
If you're really interested in sustainable gardening as well, we also have the Corvallis Sustainability Coalition.
You'll also see the neighborhood planters kiosks as well. They're these nice little flyer boxes around different neighborhoods and at garden centers. We'll put a screenshot up here so that you can check out their website and see some of the links they have to different resources as well. Excellent. So we'll do our best to put some screenshots of the websites, for example, up there, and we'll put some links in the description below. All right, what are some garden-related trips?
The Oregon Garden in Silverton.
We need to start there.
Yes.
So Oregon Garden in Silverton, that is gorgeous. I don't know how many acres it is. I've only been there 2 or 3 times. But Ray and I have had some really nice Saturday trips there, spending the whole day walking around. In fact, I'd recommend take the tram. It's the tram, right?
Yes.
Okay, take the tram when you go. It's probably like a few bucks, totally worth it. They'll show you all around the acreage, and they'll actually narrate and tell you about everything. And then you can go walk around after that, having already kind of gotten some guidance in that regard. It's really fun to go to the Oregon Garden in Silverton, and then also go for pie shakes at the Willamette Valley Pie Company Farmstand too. Got to throw that in there.
Absolutely. Next is the Portland Japanese Garden. Gorgeous garden up
Love
in
it.
Portland. Definitely go and check it out. I believe you can also have a tea ceremony as well in one of the Japanese pagodas. So definitely go and check that out. They have a beautiful waterfall feature, and basically going any time of the year is going to be stunning.
I was just thinking that actually. That's a great place to check out every season because you'd have a different experience every season. Absolutely. Love that place. That's on
Yeah.
my list to go revisit. Another one that's on that list would be the Lansu Chinese Garden in Portland. We were really hoping to get up there this winter, actually, and do a specific video about it. Unfortunately, the logistics didn't work. So let us know if you'd like an Oregon outing to some of these gardens. We'd really like to make that happen if there's interest for it. Yeah. So Lansu, that's also in Portland.
Yes.
Back into town.
Back into town, let's talk about the Corvallis Avery Park Rose Garden. Beautiful, small test rose garden. It is beautifully curated, tons of roses, and especially this time of the year, it's going to be blasted with roses.
It really is. I've been looking at the roses in my backyard thinking, why aren't you doing what they're doing? Yeah, Avery Park is beautiful. I think we did a little Avery Park video to celebrate 500 subscribers way back when or something.
Yes, we
So,
did.
Yeah, to bring you flowers.
It's also a great place to bring your kiddos because there's the dinosaur bones, which are really fun to go and climb on, as well as the train.
Yes, Avery Park's got even more than just the rose garden. So we love that. That's in Southwest Corvallis. And
Next is the International Rose Test Garden back up in Portland.
That's a big one. So Avery Park, this is like smaller, Corvallis community type garden. The test rose garden in Portland is huge. And
It's
a big
international.
International, yeah.
A little bit of the history that we found on the Portland government website. Back in 1888, Georgina Piddock, wife of the famous publisher Henry Piddock of Portland fame, invited her friends and her neighbors to exhibit some of their roses in a tent and set up in her gardens. And that actually started the Portland Rose Society being established and created the International Rose Test Garden that we see today.
And there are a bunch of Portland ones, so these are good Oregon outings. The Crystal Springs Rhododendron Garden in Portland is really cool as well. I haven't actually been there in a handful of years at this point, but I remember thinking that it was very affordable to visit and surprisingly beautiful, because rhododendrons apparently aren't just bushes and shrubs. Some of them are like trees, and it was really impressive. So that was a very cool resource to have as well.
Another really amazing thing that grows well here is peonies. Edelman Peony Farm in Salem is spectacular. Fields and fields of peonies around April and May. And you can also purchase the peonies like my mom and I did this spring.
Nice. Yeah. And let's see, last on our list here, I'm going to tee up the Wooden Shoe Tulip Farm for you because I have not made it there in person.
And you really need to.
In person. I've not made it there.
It is one of the most magical experiences because you go there and it's just fields and fields of tulips where you feel like you're in Amsterdam. And there is a little wooden windmill actually in the background. And you see a beautiful view of Mount Hood. And it is just absolutely stunning the amount of colors coming through.
I've seen pictures, and it's one of those destinations that's on everyone's list. You need to make sure that you get there. Next up, let's take you to the coast. If you are interested in checking out the Connie Hansen Garden Conservancy out in Lincoln City on the coast, this is a fun place to check out. This ExploreLincolnCity.com site did a great write-up talking about how Connie Hansen moved here in the mid-70s, and this was actually her residence, her home, and she was super into natives and gardening and plants, and eventually in the mid-90s, if I recall correctly, after her passing, the neighborhood kept the garden going. And so this is a donations requested and appreciated local community neighborhood garden on about an acre of land. There's a lot of natives. There's a lot of really nice ground covers and ornamentals, and there's walking paths, and it says on their website that some of those paths are wheelchair accessible too, so that's noteworthy. It was just a lovely opportunity to do something fun and garden related in Lincoln City, even though that's a little bit further away from Corvallis area too, but I want to make sure that this is on your radar. So do feel free to check it out. They are open, it looks like, from 10 to 2 on most weekdays. Check the website for further details about times and accessibility. And then about halfway between Corvallis and the coast, we've got the Thyme Garden in Alsea, Oregon. This is a gorgeous, very hyper-local little place, and it's about maybe 20 or 30 minutes kind of southwest of Corvallis area, and they are very well known for having all sorts of seeds and herbs and starts and hops and honey and gifts and more. This is a really cool, just really special feeling place. You'll absolutely love it. And the footage that you're seeing here is actually from a Mother's Day weekend event that they had, which was an Art in the Garden Mother's Day event. Definitely check these folks out and hit their website so that you know when they're open for the season. And last but not least, let's talk about a couple of local roadside farm stands. First up, 630 Southeast Viewmont. We've got the Viewmont Gardens. This is owned by a lovely local who's actually had commercial cooking experience. She was super friendly to talk to, and she's got all kinds of jams and jellies and flowers and starts and even some baked goods. Check this out. We've got informational classes too. We've got tinctures and extracts. We have dog treats from her dogs to yours, vinegars with different flavors and varieties, some flowers, applesauce, jams, jellies, chutneys. You gotta love this. So go check her out. This is 630 Southeast Viewmont, the Viewmont Gardens farm stand. And then here's another one in Northwest Corvallis. We'll just do 2 for now. 1214 Northwest 12th Street, corner of 12th and Lincoln. This is owned by a local gentleman named Mike. Had a nice time talking with him as well when I was filming this. And He was in the middle, actually, of cooking some ginger pear preserves. And he's got some great information in there, too. It looks like he's very local and politically active, and he's got all kinds of preserves, beeswax candles, candied jalapeno, dilly beans, applesauce there as well, roasted tomatoes, some spices and herbs, and he's got a big assortment of jams. Think back to the beginning of this video when Noel was telling you all about the different berries that grow here. So go check out Mike's Farmstand, 1214 Northwest 12th Street. And of course, we've got an amazing local farmers market in Corvallis in the spring summertime, right in downtown, one in the wintertime, two in the fairgrounds. At some point, we'll just have to do an entire video all about Corvallis and local farmers markets, so check these places out too.
And this is just a small sampling of just all the garden stuff that is happening in Oregon in the Mid-Willamette Valley.
Yeah, the long story short, what we hope your takeaway message is from this video is that if you're enthusiastic about gardening, be that for ornamentals or for like household, hobby farm, growing a bunch of things you can eat, oh my gosh, it's going to go great because you practically have to kill things intentionally for them to not grow here. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
So if you've made it this far, thank you so much. We really appreciate our viewers, especially on videos where there's pressure washers going in the background. Hopefully our sound guy can fix that. There's no sound guy, whatever. But if you could use our help and we can be a resource for you, what we of course actually do for a living is we help people buy and sell homes, investment property, land, real estate, all that kind of stuff. Feel free to just reach out to us. You can literally just give us a call, zip us an email, simple as that. Don't make it more complicated, and just let us know, hey, we want to start a conversation with you. We're thinking about moving to the area. It'd be our absolute pleasure and privilege to get to connect with you.
Hopefully we'll get to meet with you soon.
Thanks so much, and
Bye for now.
bye for now. Good video.
That was so
Oh my
good.
gosh, can we do the bam? All right.
That was really good. Like, that was zoned.
We hope you did make it this far. We have had such a blast getting to help what we call our YouTube clients. We're actually about to move family number 400.
Whoop, whoop.
400. This is in an industry where the average real estate agent over the past 10 or 11 years moves like 6, maybe 12 in a good year, families, and we're about to do 400. You people are amazing. It's been so much fun getting to be a part of your team.
Thank you.
Yes, not just for watching the videos, but for actually reaching out and letting us connect with you. We love it.
We really love our community that we've built through YouTube and also in our local area, and we really appreciate you.
Thanks so much, and bye for now again. And speaking of amazing people finding us and connecting with us thanks to the YouTube channel, you'll never believe who we actually just helped move here to Corvallis, who found us on YouTube. This is Joe Seals. Joe actually is a garden guru. Can I say that to summarize you? All right. Joe has done teaching and speaking and authored multiple books on gardening and plant selections for the Pacific Northwest, and he's an amazing local resource. We're very happy to get to call him a friend and client now. Him and his wife moved here earlier this year. And so if you connect with us and we help you buy and sell a house, at some point we'll have get-togethers. We always like to do client appreciation events and stuff. And Joe will be there in person to hand you your green thumb when you're a new Oregonian.
Yeah.
So do check out Joe's books. He's got some amazing reference guides and resources for you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Michael.